start us off, you are going to need a camera. Today I have the Sony FX3. It's pretty much been all the rave over the past couple years, as it's been kind of the standard camera go-to, especially for setups like this. We are going to pair that with the Tilta camera cage. You'll need a battery, an SD card, and you just want to make sure that you insert both the SD card and the battery before we start the balancing process, so that there's nothing that you have to change after we get the perfect balance. Here we have a 24-105 lens. This is great and versatile because it gives us a plethora of different focal lengths without having to change out a lens, but we will have to rebalance according to different focal lengths, especially because the barrel extends. So you just want to pick your focal length, put on any ND filters or Pro Mist filters that you have, and then we can do a systems check. Here, you just want to make sure everything's working and that you have absolutely everything that you need for this camera to get started physically on it and ready to go. Here we have our tripod legs for the Ronin RS3 Pro and the battery grip. Top of the battery grip has some gold pins that we'll have to align up later. Here we have the rear operating handle from Tilta. This is just an accessory that you can get third party that just helps with operating if you're not a fan of using the original hand grip. And it also has gold pins, so you can take control over the gimbal using this grip. It's not just like a dummy grip. And then we have our base plate, which is Arca Swiss compatible. And would you look at that? The FX3 cage also has an Arca Swiss plate pretty much built in, ready to go. Here we have the gimbal with the same gold pins on the bottom. You just want to make sure that you align the gold pins together, lock it down. Then we're going to put our rear operating handle on from Tilta. You'll see there's like two NATO rail style access points right on the side of the gimbal. You're just going to lock it down, go up and under until you hit the very bottom stopper. That's going to ensure that you align the gold pins. Then we can unlock the different access points on our gimbal. This is where the cage comes in really handy, because we can just slide our base plate straight onto our cage, no extra plate necessary. And then I'm going to get it a little bit closer to the right side grip, just because that's usually where mirrorless cameras like this have their center of gravity. On our gimbal, we have bottom and top heavy adjustments that we can make to our tilt axis. We also have left and right movements that we can make for our roll axis. And for our pan axis, we have forward and back adjustments that we can make. And you'll see on each axis point, there's these little hash marks that you can use to reference, just so you're not hopping back and forth to what you think is balanced and not balanced, so you have some visual reference. For our tilt, we also have front and back adjustments as well via the base plate. And then these are the different locking points for each axis on the gimbal. This is nice because this allows us to basically go in and fine tune each access point without having to worry about the other access points basically messing with the one that you're currently trying to get balanced. As a visual demonstration, I'm going to show you what bottom heavy looks like when you put this iris rod at a 45-degree angle. You'll see it sways like a clock. Once you adjust the fulcrum to be in the center of the iris rod where the center of gravity is, you'll see that when I put it at a 45-degree angle, kind of just wants to stay there. That's how it should look. Once you change the fulcrum to be on the bottom of this iris rod, all of the weight's now at the top, and when you put it at a 45-degree angle, all that weight at the top wants to go as fast as it possibly can towards the ground. This is the part where you want to choose your focal length and stick with it. And here I'm doing the 45-degree test that we were talking about earlier, and in the first time of checking it, you'll see that at rest, the camera just wants to have the lens leaning forward, which lets me know right off the bat that number one, we're bottom heavy probably, but the biggest opposing force is the fact that we're so front heavy, because at rest, that's where it wants to stay. It's important to do this test 45 degrees down and 45 degrees up, both ways, because you won't get the entire answer unless you do this both ways. So right there, I could see that putting it at 45 degrees and letting it go, it swang like a clock. So that lets me know that it was very bottom heavy. And here, I adjust the top stage and I do the same 45-degree test, and it's wanting to flip over, which lets me know that I have done too much and now we are too top heavy. So using those reference marks, trying to find that sweet spot where if I go 45 degrees, it'll just stay there. And we'll go 45 degrees up and you'll see, oh, what does that mean? That means we are too front heavy, not by a lot, just barely. So this is a game of millimeters, not inches. Then we'll retest. 45 degrees down. All right, 45 degrees up, and we're there. Now we will do our roll axis. So immediately I unlock it and you can see that it's heavily leaning to the left side. So I already know I need to unlock and start sliding a little bit to the right. And you'll just have to find that perfect balance. Again, using those hash marks as reference, you're not constantly hopping back and forth. And once you find it, it should just stay level. And you should be able to put it at a 45-degree angle, and it should just stay there. Now we are going to adjust our pin axis. We should be able to be at 180 degrees horizontal while tilted downwards, and it should just stay there. In order to make our adjustments, we're going to have to adjust front and back movement. So right now, there's too much weight in the front because that is where the gravity essentially wants to take the weight of the lens. So I'm sliding it back, and when we go 180 degrees like that, it should just stay there, like so. Now, once you've done all three axis points, you should be able to unlock all of them, put this gimbal at any angle, and it should just stay there. We'll power on the RS3 Pro. What a sight to see. So beautiful. And just to make sure that your settings are properly fitting for the camera that you're using, you just want to calibrate. It's a pretty simple process. You're going to start seeing your gimbal freak out. Once you got that done, you're pretty much ready to operate. So let me know if this helped you out. If it did, leave a like. If you have any more questions, please leave them in the comment section below, and I'll catch you next time. See ya.